bling. Patrick Mahomes putting on his Super Bowl 54 ring for the first time. Same day, by the way, guys, that he got engaged. Big day for him, Nick.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Jenna. He gets a ring, he gives a ring. Longtime high school sweetheart Brittany gets engaged to Patrick Mahomes. They decked out the Lamar Hunt owner's suite very well, millions of flowers. Great day for the best player in the league.
Wow, that's interesting. I was going to propose on the field one time.
All right, next up.
Well, that's a
more on that.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Brandon, check out the belated birthday boy making the one-handed catch at practice. How about that?
I mean, you guys
Brandon,
continue to show me these wide receivers and running backs, you know, making these plays. I expect this from Larry Fitzgerald. What I don't expect from Larry Fitzgerald, because he's 37, is just to run by these guys. Like, this is a 37-year-old wide receiver just literally wide open down the middle of the field. It's impressive, but it's really impressive because of his legs. Fitz been catching these balls like this for a very long time.
Fitzy getting it done at 37. Moving on.
And won't tell us the story.
Little fumble fun here. Wilds, your guy, Giants head coach Joe Judge getting all kinds of money, all kinds of messy in the name of team bonding.
Jenna, the most creative mind in all of sports, strikes again with a slip and slide ball security drill. And it's time for America's favorite game. Nick, what would you recommend Joe Judge do? I've got 3 categories here. Tell me which one of these you would recommend for Joe Judge as an exercise in practice. Today we're gonna work on soft hands for the wide receivers. Number 1, an egg toss at a local elementary school. Joe Judge brings everybody there, throw some eggs at each other. Number 2, little camping trip up to the Catskills, guys. We're gonna catch some fireflies. Number 3, all the way across country, we're going to the Seattle Fish Market and catch the flying salmon. Which one of those do you think Joe Judge should do?
Oh, I think the Seattle Fish Market, because it would allow some of his players to throw big tuna at him. Because if you watch here, number 94, Dalvin Tomlinson, a little low-key waterboarding attempt. Joe Judge is wearing the mask, and then he puts the hose on him. Yeah, no, he's trying to get him back for all those laps. He's like, how you like this, coach? How's that taste for you? You think it's fun team building. I see Dalvin Tomlinson trying to get revenge.
I had a nice, funny day. No.
Wilds, I think that team actually likes Joe Judge. They love that coach
that's what
now.
they want you to think while they're waterboarding him.
The countdown continues now for Tom Brady and the Bucs. Just 11 days, guys, 11 days from his Tampa debut. It's a good one, too. Bucs taking on the Saints. That game on Fox. Head coach Bruce Arians hoping to have Rob Gronkowski ready to go for that one, saying the team will, quote, play by ear with Gronk's Week 1 snap count. Brendan, what are your expectations for Rob Gronkowski after taking a year off?
High. I really believe this guy's going to have a monster year. It's probably going to be his most efficient year. He's no longer the number 1. Think about it. For the bulk of his career, he was Tom Brady's number 1 guy alongside of Edelman. Now, he doesn't have to play that role. That is Chris Godwin. That's Mike Evans. So what you're going to see out of Gronk is Gronk lining up in the slot, running down the seam, running out cuts, diagonals off of play action. He's a situational player now. It reminds me of when I left the Chicago Bears and went to the Jets. And everybody thought I was done. And guess what happened? I had my best year. Why? Because they put me in the best situation. They said, Brandon, on first down, we're throwing to you. Brandon, when you're one-on-one, we're throwing to you. Brandon, we get in the red zone, we're just going to throw it up to you. And that's exactly what they're going to do with Gronk. Third down, he's going to be a monster. He's going to run down the middle of the field, one high, he's getting the ball. Third down, he's going to run out cuts. Play action, he's going to run literally a diagonal across the field. And in the red zone, he's going to go from his 2018 campaign of only 3 touchdowns to probably 10 plus. So I'm expecting Gronk to have a monster year, but he doesn't have to play 70 snaps to get it done.
No.
Go ahead, Wilds.
Wilds' turn.
I'm back.
Well,
Nick, am I off?
Yeah, I got very nervous. You're talking about
Jenna, you know what it is? Jenna, you know what it is? He said that Gronk and Tom is no longer in New England. That's the problem. So you don't want to be a part of this conversation. You don't want to be that's the problem. Come on, man. Show these guys love. Once a Patriot, always a Patriot.
There is a part of that. I totally agree. That's why I like Joe Judge. There's one part of that my heart is broken. The other part of that is I'm still distracted that you said that you almost proposed to someone in the football field and haven't told us a story. We'll get to it later in the show.
I ended up proposing that in Hawaii, my first Pro Bowl, but I was going to do it on the field.
There you go.
We got it.
All right. Okay. Are you as confident in Rob Gronkowski's success as Brandon is? Go ahead.
I am situationally. My buddy just bought an old truck. It's fantastic. It's big. It's fun, it's nostalgic, and he keeps it in the garage because it's going to break down. That's just like Gronkowski. All those things, but handle with care. And I know people are saying, like, no, Wilds, it'll just be like Jason Witten. Great tight end, goes to broadcasting, comes back, does a great job. Everything's rolling. Not true. Gronk and Jason Witten are two wildly different people. Jason Witten missed 1 game in 16 years. Gronk only played 16 games twice. Jason Witten, Mr. Consistency. Here's your receptions. That's what I'm saying. 73, 64, 77, 69, 63, 0, then back to 63. Here's Gronk's receptions, Brandon. 39, 82, 72, 25, 69, 47, 0. I say only break Gronk out in the red zone. Patriots loved Gronk in the red zone. All of a sudden he's gone. Like, man, we don't know what to do in the red zone anymore. We're terrible. Yeah, you know what? Because we don't have Gronk. So I don't know. I don't want him across the middle on these like diagonal routes or whatever you're talking about.
Well,
just
you got to think about
this.
You got to think about Mike Evans.
Go.
Mike Evans can arguably be the best receiver in the league. He's efficient. He's smooth. He can run all the routes. He loves running the post. He loves running the go. He can run slant. He can beat you one-on-one. He understands zone read. He knows how to sit in coverage. For that reason, Gronkowski, he doesn't have to deal with the pressure of people rolling to him, playing double, vicing him in the red zone. You can go back to the Jets days where you had 2 guys in the red zone in front of Gronk. This is going to be the most efficient year ever because he has guys around him that's going to open it up. We had cornerbacks playing against Gronkowski, matched up against Gronk. We had safeties. Now he's going to have linebackers. He's going to have the number 3, number 4 corner on him. Gronk is going to have his way with anybody they put in front of him because the guys that really can stop him are going to be covering Godwin and also Mike Evans.
So here's my only concern, Brandon, because I agree with the red zone part. I think Rob Gronkowski is, if we want to continue Wild's car analogy, he's one of those cars you only drive on Sundays. It's a beautiful classic car, but you only use it on certain days. And if I'm the Bucs, I do think Gronk and Mike Evans as a red zone combo can be nearly unguardable. You have maybe the most physically imposing receiver in the league,
100%.
Arguably the most physically imposing tight end ever. Like it's going to be, I think, a dominant red zone combination. But outside of the red zone, my question for you, Brandon, would be, what is Rob Gronkowski in 2020? Forget what he was in 2019, which was a wrestler. In 2018, he was a guy who had 600 yards, 47 catches. He was not a great player the last time we saw him. Now, he had great moments in the playoff game against the Chiefs and in the Super Bowl. He could channel it. Yeah, go ahead.
He did that as the number 1 threat. That's what he did. So for him to do that, beat up mentally and physically, okay, with the number 1 DB safety on him, just think about what he's going to do now. This year off was awesome. This kid is still 31. At 31, 32, I was having my best years. So if he is mentally strong, then he's going to have a good year. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a physical specimen. Gronk can still run. Gronk can still jump. He can still decelerate. He can still catch the ball. So now you're taking a healthy Gronk mentally, which needs to be noted, and physically putting him in this offense with someone he's comfortable, Tom Brady, with monsters around him. There's 3 receivers, not just 1. They also have a slot that's really effective as well. So I'm telling you, 3rd down, situational football, red zone, get inside the 20-yard line. This is going to be the Gronk show because Mike Evans, you have to double him. There's no, like, who are you going to double? So if you double Gronk, then now you have Mike Evans. You have Evans, who's really a basketball player, and he hangs out by the rim.
Rip. And Godwin's coming off the best year of his career. And even though it's been well documented, he's very upset with Brady for stealing his number from him. If they can get over that, Godwin's going to get really good matchups. But no, it's well documented. It's well documented. Look it up. There's a lot of pewterreport.com on the Bucs has a lot of stories on it. One name, Jenna, that hasn't been mentioned. O.J. Howard. This guy was a superstar at Alabama at tight end. He's been a good but not great, hasn't anything quite lived up to his draft billing yet. I do wonder, is he odd man out, or do they run a lot of double tight end sets a la Gronk and Hernandez in New England half-decade ago?
And you wonder what Gronk will look like 589 days since Rob Gronkowski last took the field. Will that be rest or rust? We'll see. Coming up, Marcus Smart almost hit the Antoine shimmy last night. Guess what? Antoine stops by next to shimmy it up for us. First things first.